Hello, I am Prometheus. This is Book Zealots, and I have finished this book recently. Very interesting book. I will be doing a review on this shortly, but it mentioned nuclear power. Great. And then it mentioned breeder reactors. Even more interesting. Then it mentioned nuclear proliferation. Yes, breeder reactors and nuclear proliferation. You can't mention the one without mentioning the other. They are intertwined. And so I wish to show exactly what you need to do. It's not like you can do this in your basement. And this is why. First, you need a breeder reactor, which is expensive in and of itself. This is a model of a liquid metal cooled breeder reactor. Crude, but does the job. This is the chemical formulas, or nuclear formulas, for turning uranium-238 plus neutron into plutonium-239, which is used in nuclear weapons. And this is the interior core of this thing. Yeah. Moving on from that, so you have your plutonium. Great. But it's also mixed in with spent uranium and other fission products. Your iodine, your strontium, your xenon, and all those other good fission products. So, can I use this in my weapons? No, you can't. It won't go off. You first need to centrifuge it, then use a feed adjustment in which you add ammonia and this chemical, sodium nitrogen dioxide. And then you need to send it to this box, this special box, in which you add more ammonia and tributyl phosphate, which then sends aqueous rates and most of the fission products out. In fact, I think all of them go out. And then you need to wash it with water, something goes to solvent recovery, and then you go to the evaporator, the water comes out, you add more of that mysterious sodium nitrogen dioxide, you add some more ammonia, and some more tributyl phosphate, aqueous acid recovery, let me speak right. And then we move on to this box here, in which you put in a ammonia positive with a redox agent that my book didn't specify what it is, and at this point you can now move on to either uranium refinement, which is censored, or plutonium refinement, which is also censored. And you get that for plutonium and that for uranium. Now at this point the uranium probably could be separated a little bit easier, but you still need other equipment to separate the uranium into uranium metal, which would be used in a gun-type barrel, most likely, weapon. Simple and reliable. Does the job. They didn't even test it when they used it. And then you have the plutonium. This they did test, because you have to have an interior core of neutron emitter, then you have to have the plutonium, uranium, then you have to have a uranium tamper, and then I think another layer of uranium for a neutron reflector, or some other, or beryllium or uranium. Then you have to cover that with explosives, then you have to cover it with conical shaped explosives, and then you have to cover that with more explosives with specially designed detonators so that the whole thing detonates at roughly the same time. If you don't get that detonation right, then it's not going to go off. It's very difficult to actually get the simultaneous detonation. Granted, that was back in the 1940s. You could probably do it easier today given the large amount of circuitry and techno people who know how to work circuit boards. I do not know how to work a circuit board, so maybe it's a lot easier than I think it is. And that's what you have to do. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than just taking junk out of a nuclear reactor core and putting it into a tube and then throwing it as a bomb. Yeah, I really don't know what the purpose of this video was, but thanks for watching if you did. Stay safe. Stay sane. Sayonara.